Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead.
Extrovert Mandela. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. It's the Wednesday edition, so it's definitely going to be a bridge. So let's keep the questions and the conversation coming hot, and fast. We don't have the whole hour. I have to go to school. I still have to stop by the hospital for my son's interpretation of his history and a whole lot. So it's a very long morning for me. So let's get the show. Let's enjoy the whole 30 minutes. 2 minutes is already gone. So whatever it is we need to talk about, we need to talk about it very fast. So once again, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Adafe Matthew. You know to come to Elegbete on the Sports, the medium. So listen or watch this show on YouTube channel. It's Elegbete TV Sports. Go live streaming right now, and on my own personal Instagram page at Elegbete1, and then there is the radio link on our website www.elegbetetv.com/radio, and you got yourself served completely. And like I said, we started putting stories on the website. We're still learning the hack, okay, trying to get it right and get a perfect mix of all the stories and everything and positioning of the stories on the website. But we are getting there. We'll soon get it completely done, and you will enjoy it. But I know that for the weekend games, for those people who are asking me about bet prediction and the rest, definitely you will get it. You will get it on the website. So if you've not bookmarked it, please do right now. Like I always say to people, there are fixed games. If there are, I don't have any idea about them. Hey, Omar Katiba, good morning. I don't have any idea about fixed games. So these are the platforms I will have. I've got the online TV on YouTube, I've got the radio, and then we've now added the website to it. So it's going to take some time for that website to come full circle and become what you guys want it to be. So when you go on that website and you see, oh, there's a mistake here, guys, bear with me. It's called under construction for a reason, right? And I've got a whole lot to deal with this morning and the battle. One of the most amazing thing, not even story, one of the most amazing thing about this transfer window is FC Barcelona. And the life lesson that I learned, because yesterday I was in this conversation with some very senior bros, and I said to them that instead of trying to troll Barcelona, why not us just learn a life lesson from it? So it is very good to have assets, because even the rich will be poor sometimes. Circumstances that are beyond your control can make the rich poor. But you know what? When you have assets that you can liquidate in times of need, it's very good. So quite a lot of other clubs would be in that depth of 1.8 billion, and they would automatically go into extinction. We've just seen what happened to Bordeaux, we've seen Bolton Wanderers, we've seen Bury, we've seen quite a lot of clubs go from that club that you used to know to non-existent. The reason why Barcelona, instead of us, trying to say they are doing scam, they are doing this, listen, there are laws in every country. We can't sit in our country and try to want to be on the internet. I want to judge people who know what they are doing and are doing it based on the available laws to them. So it's the assets and the brand that they've built that they are not feeding on. And those people who say, oh, they are taking from their future to take care of their present. My dear, if they die in the present, will there ever be any future? If they go into extinction in the present, there will not be any future. So sometimes, if you have, okay, let's say for instance, let me use myself as an example. When I got fired in 2017, what did I reach out to? I didn't have people, because there was actually nobody you would call and say, hey, raise me $1 million or 2 million. What I've done over the last couple of years before I got fired was every month I was always throwing some money on my blockchain, on my Bitcoin, like that, just keeping it there. Like I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't even understand what blockchain was, but I know that every time I go check the balance, every now and then when I check the balance, I noticed that the thing is going up like that. So when I got fired and I decided, okay, this is what I want to do, it was easy for me to move my Bitcoin, sell it. Now, when I was saving that money, at some point I was like, okay, this is the money. If I save this thing for another 10 years, this is the money that I will use to buy a house, right? But then the emergency came that requires me foregoing that house first. I mean, we studied economics in school now. Alternative cost, opportunity, forgone. I mean, what's that thing that they taught us in economics class again? Okay, good. So you have to look at all of that and say that, but what Barcelona have done is they've actually not borrowed from their future, as a lot of people are saying. What they've done is traded their assets, and it's an asset that is just there lying low. They don't trade it. It might not even give them what we think will give to them, because tomorrow is not promised, it's not guaranteed. So what they've done is, let's secure the bag first today, and then we'll live from here going forward, because what we would have today would also be good enough for us to trade. Look, for instance, now, like it or not, look, the young, Frankie de Jong, if anybody is going to buy Frankie de Jong, at least a minimum of 70 million will come. It is because of what they've done within this window that's making that happen. And the guys that are running the club are consummate professional lawyers, top of the line businessmen. So while it is, nobody can stop people from trolling, but when we troll, it's always something we should understand the fact behind it before we troll. Because sometimes I saw some trolling. Come on, this is senseless now. I mean, this is really, really, really senseless. And then again, the Chelsea talk. See, when you start a business, when you buy a business, you need to settle down. I know that football does not give you the luxury of settling down. And a lot of people ask this question: did Bolly not know that he wants to buy Chelsea? Did he not know that he was supposed to come with this team? Well, that's easy to say, but you see, this team in football, it is your contact list that matters. So let me give you a good example now. Let me use my brother Omar Khatuma, for instance. Omar lives in Europe, in Germany, and he's got access to all of these clubs that I don't. You might see him call me bros. You know, when he talks to me, call me bros, greet me, you know. But when it comes to contact, I don't have his contact on that space. Now, if I am going to take over let's say I'm going to take over his business, his enterprise, I go there, I will start afresh. Because what happens is, if he leaves with his contact. That's something you should know. Every human being moves with their contact, because that's your biggest asset. That's what everybody sell right now. That's what they buy. So Bolly came in all the way from America, doesn't understand how European football is run. It's going to take him some time to do it. So to those of you who want to throw Chelsea, let me say this. Give them a chance to build their own legacy and not judge them by Roman Abramovich's legacy, because that will not be good. And then the transition from Ken Bates to Roman Abramovich was such a smooth one that they were working hand in hand to make sure the club progressed. But that's not the kind of transition that we have with this Chelsea from Roman Abramovich to Bolly. So I just thought that we should take that off the table. And then somebody sent me this one, AGK. It was very late yesterday, in the evening. I saw it and I thought I should read it when I was doing my bet research, and he sent it to the office WhatsApp number. AGK said, "Hi, Dafi, good evening. I know that this is not the time for the show, but I just thought I should chip this in so that it will come through during the show." Okay, do you think that Manchester United can do better than they did last season, and by better, make the top four? So there are no magic ones to it. Manchester United have actually not done proper signing in this transfer window. They still have the same players that they had last season. Cristiano Ronaldo is the big elephant in the room. If you ask my opinion, I think that they should let him go. But if transfer window is still open, and they've also not had a great preseason, like preseason. What they've just done, they've done a preseason exhibition rather than a proper preseason, because the Cristiano drama, like when he started, people say, "I know he would get over it. It's not a distraction." It is really, really a distraction. Only a fool will tell you that that's not a distraction. That said, I think that if they get in the players that he wants, the problem with it now is that top four race is going to be very, very dicey. So any player that comes in now will take some time to settle in. Didn't do proper preseason. Some of them might just take some time to settle in. By the time they're settling in, other teams may have gained enough momentum to keep Manchester United at the very, very back. There was a point where I was thinking Man United might just be one of those teams that will come into the top four, because it's looking like Chelsea might fall off the top four, and it's crazy. But at the end of the day, Manchester United also just have like they will say it's the same snake that beats Chelsea that wrapped is still around Manchester United. So they are both on the same pot. Nothing really perfectly done on both sides. And it's the thing I was saying when they were going to get Eric Ten Hag. I said the problem is not getting Eric Ten Hag or firing coaches. The problem is, would they provide the environment for him to work and get the job, the expected job, because there is the job and then there is the expected job done. So if you look at Arteta at Arsenal, for instance, they created environment for him to work. They give him the power to be able to fire any player. Him and Edu are in sync. They are not running in polar opposite direction or bickering or fighting against themselves. They are a team made in heaven. So this one say I want this one say I don't want that. They both agree. They don't, fight and bicker out in public. Even if they disagree, they make it behind the scene. So if Manchester United does not have that, that was always going to be a problem. I said it even before Eric Ten Hag came that it's not all those coaches, whether it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whether it's Jose Mourinho, VG. No, it's a structure. The structure is a problem. Okay, so it's not the Peter Obi kind of structure, because Peter Obi, the masses have become a structure, but that's a topic for another day. The structure at Manchester United, the administrative structure is not good. And then when you look at some of the appointment they are making again, it just tells you that they don't know what they're doing. They now brought in Silas in our official capacity. And I was asking myself, did they bring him just because of Cristiano Ronaldo that is refusing to go, so that officially Cristiano Ronaldo Silas will speak to Cristiano Ronaldo? It doesn't make sense to me, because Cristiano Ronaldo wants to play Champions League football. That's just the basic truth. Now, whether anybody likes it or not, that's where the guy wants to be. And if you're not going to give him that one, already you're in the Europa Cup. So no amount of speaking in tongue, bragadabra that you do, 3 is the magic number, 5 is the number of star, whatever you say, it doesn't work for him, because he wants to play in the Champions League. And a club as big as Manchester United, I think that the people behind the scene, the guys in the boardroom, should already know this, that, okay, this is the standard of this guy. This is where he belongs. It's not going to work. Now, from the very moment the season ends, the conversation around him leaving should have started. But leaving everything to him to decide, disgusting. Well, let's see what happens. Now, there's another question. Matteo says, hi, good morning, Edafe. Lovely show this morning. You're really on fire. Maybe when we have a short time for the show, that's when you're really giving it everything. Thank you very much, Matteo. Okay, so what do you think of Newcastle? For the kind of money that they have and their owners, I was expecting that they would be the one doing what Arsenal is doing in this transfer window, lighting up the transfer, but they've not done that. Do you think that they have a team that would surprise everybody and get into the top 6, at least play the Europa competition, and then reinforce thereafter? But I think strategically, I'm not the kind of guy that know how to advise a billionaire. I don't have billions. I don't have hundreds of millions in the bank, so I can't advise a billionaire in their business. But this is what I've got to say. I think that Newcastle are playing it safe, and they're trying not to upset people. They're trying not to get negative press, negative media, and all that. But I think that that's also where they would fail, because you have to have this I don't give a fuck kind of attitude when you're running this type of business. Because at the end of the day, the club got relegated again. All of the good that you think you have done, Mike actually will look back and say, okay, you people said I should go look at your Messiah, your Arab Messiah, look at what they've done to your club. Because it is possible. Would they get relegated? I'm not saying they will get relegated, but what is the use of having this money and not really setting up a team that will compete for the UEFA Champions League or Europa Cup at least? It doesn't look like it. So let's even draw the table. Who are they going to displace? So the top 4, Man City, Liverpool, all of a sudden Liverpool have jumped up on top of the queue as the potential team to win the league title. Then there's Man City there. There is Arsenal. There is a possible Man United or Chelsea. Then there's Tottenham Hotspur. All of those 5 teams would still be in that order. Then in the 6th position, there's still West Ham. There is still, a few other teams that can come in. I don't know what's going to happen with Everton. I don't know what Frank Lampard would do, but it does look to me like Frank Lampard would obviously battle relegation again this season. So I don't know where Newcastle really fits in. Yeah, they ended the season strong last season, but that element of surprise will not be there again this season. Everybody will be back on them. And most of the teams, Arsenal, most of the teams that they had issues with, that they beat, have gone to reinforce and looking really, really hot, smoky, and fresh. So what's going to happen there? That's something that we all need to look at, and it's a whole different conversation. I just hope that they get to try. But for me, I'm not going to say that Newcastle are going to get relegated, but I can't pinch them into the top four. They don't have what it takes to be in the top four. Those quality of players can be in the top four, unless all of the teams in the top four do it in 2016, where they have a calamitous drawback in the season. Then maybe that can happen, but I don't think that's going to happen this season. Kaz _ 347. So for those of you who don't know, this jersey that I'm wearing, this beautiful Galatasaray jersey from Turkey, original one with my name and my favorite number 7 on the back, was given to me by this man, wonderful guy who came into the studio last week and presented to me this then. What makes this beautiful? I get jersey all the time, but for somebody to go the extra mile to put my favorite number and my name on it, it's wonderfully amazing. You can see on the back, right? Yeah, so it was amazing. Thank you very much, Cass, for coming to the neighborhood. And then on Monday, if you follow the Sports Lounge, I was there again giving some very, very beautiful analysis of the game. I mean, there's a lot of good people who know how to talk this football, when given the opportunity. Cass _ 347 says, good morning, how are you doing? Who do you think will win the Spanish league this season? I think it was Madrid's title to lose until Barcelona start signing these players that they're signing. There's plenty of goals in the Barcelona team, but unfortunately, they are not as defensively solid as you would want them. But then again, Barcelona have never really after Carlos Puyol, they've not really been that big investors in defense, and it might come back to bite them anyway. The defense might come back to bite them, because even if you look at that squad, they have Dani Alves, who was one of the best in the world of his generation. They have, all of the guys who could really make it happen, Abigail, all of those guys. But now that defense is something that, because when it comes to like very, very tight games, they just might not be able to pull it. But if you look at the attack line that they have, anybody that have Lewandowski, have Aubameyang when they choose to play, and then you have Dembele, if you take away his injury, is a menace to you. And you have Rafinha, and then you have Memphis Depay. I don't know if he's going to leave or stay. And then you have all these other players that you have. They should be able to create goals. But I don't judge a team's ability to score from the attackers they have. I judge the ability to score from the midfielders, the creative players that they have in midfield. Okay, so the wide men are good. They'll bring in the crosses. They will play. The coach now needs to very, very create a very well-knitted system of play that will enable them to express themselves to the fullest to the advantage of the team. Because you can be expressing yourself to the fullest like Okocha did in his day, but not to the advantage of the team. So to the advantage of the team, you need to have a team that can express themselves to the very, very maximum, but to the advantage of the team, because that's a very small caveat that we all need to put into this conversation. So for now, to answer your question directly, I'm still taking Real Madrid as number 1, but Barcelona will give it all the fight of their life. The rest of the teams in Spain are not looking like they really want to reinforce or they want to push anything. The effect of COVID is still there. Global economic recession is not a joke. It's happening everywhere. Inflation rate has gone up 41%. So you know how that is. And if you notice, the transfer market is not as explosive as it used to be. We've not had any player for 100 million or 150 million. There's a reason for that. But Barcelona would be my close second, Real Madrid first, but that can change during the course of the season. Devan, say good morning, Lego, good morning to you. Estubat Mendel, the Newcastle should make the top 10. Top 4 is not realistic. Thank you very much for that one. Let me go to YouTube and see what you guys are saying. Jubril, Ajifula always said, here we go again. I got a one live. Thank you very much. And Adewola Olua Sean Fumi said, good morning, bro. Good morning to you. If Chelsea can complete the massive deal, Chelsea will challenge for the shag to this season. I don't understand. Bros, I don't know what you write to. You try read them again, you see what you write to. They're not saying I made you read upside down. I made not go school. But just try read what you write, may you see. I don't know what you talk. Lord Mayor, I said good morning, bros. Good morning to you. Chelsea just the hot for transfer market. Currently, Chukwuemeka joining Chelsea. Is it a good move? It's a good move for the player, but I don't know if it's a good move for the club, because they're two different things. Good move, you have to put it in the context. If Chukwuemeka is going to Chelsea, it's a good move for him. That, I mean, on the CV, you say I've been a part of Chelsea. What I will play is another thing. That is our kids. Chelsea does not need kids right now in their team. Chelsea need men, need people who will stand up and be intimidating, not players who you can't be signing players who cannot walk into the first team of Arsenal, Man United, Man City, Liverpool currently. Now, you can't be signing those players if you're Chelsea. You should be signing players that are showstoppers. Players that when you see them coming in through the tunnel, you're like, whoa, these guys are here. All right. Divine Tope on WhatsApp, he said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Trust you are fine. I think it's getting better. Yeah, hopefully. I beg you, be like, say, Chelsea, they carry me, go where I don't know. Help me. I don't understand our transfer business again. Well, you understand it. Just you guys should just suffer this season, and maybe next season you will fix it. Sometimes it takes suffering to get the best result. I've always said that. Look at Arsenal now. If we had made the top 4 last season, I'll bet you anything that all these players that they just signed, they will not sign it. I mean, these players are good enough. Let's see if we convince Lacazette to stay. Let's do this, let's do that. But I like the fact that we didn't make the top 4 and see we're very quick to the market. Sometimes bad situation creates good results, okay? Problems, brings a whole lot of innovative solution, if you understand what I mean. Let me say, my club Arsenal is shipping at players already. Yes, they should ship at more so that they'll have the chance to buy I think Cody Gakpo and probably Yuri Tillemans. The one that I don't want to hear is that talk of Leroy Sané. Somebody asked me if Leroy Sané is a good player. He's a good player. He's a fantastic player. But the problem with Leroy Sané is Arsenal right now, Arteta and Edu are creating a happy team, a team of very, very happy players. Comradeship is very nice. The dressing room is good. Leroy Sané have shown over all the places he's played that he's got this mood swing thing. He's got this whole issue, superiority complex behavior that is not right. And you bring that into the team right now. I don't think it's a good thing for Arsenal. And then his price is too much, 65 million. What's he going to do? Come and run on the sideline and cross the ball? I mean, we have players because if he come in, he would also stunt the growth of some players. I know that Arteta's worked with him before at Man City. I want to continue that relationship, but hey, I don't think that's a good move. Okay, so I think on Instagram said they should just allow Cristiano Ronaldo to go. Sometimes business does not work in favor of the owner. Chelsea grooms thought they have found a befitting woman of virtue, only for bride to pursue interim divorce. Okay, I don't know what that means anyway, but I mean, the people who understand will understand. Let me say, okay, no. Kala Nationals, say Arsenal are ready for this season. They are ready, but they still need about 2 to 3 players, but minimum 2 at least. They still, I think Yuri Tillemans is a deal that they should do. Cody Gakpo is a deal that they should do. If you follow Saka last season, towards the end, he faded out. You don't want to trust Saka again to run all through the season because his position is full of movement. He's always going to burn out. So if you have a Cody Gakpo to back him up, that would be a very good one. Even Martinelli right now doesn't have a really proper backup, but I mean, you can trust Emilio Smith to cover in that area, as well as Alexander Zinchenko that you have there. So that could cover that area. But I think Cody Gakpo, if they could get Cody Gakpo, is a good one. And then I think they also need a Yuri Tillemans, because somehow Shaka is prone to red card or accumulated yellow card, as well as what's it called? Thomas Partey could also go out injured, and then there'll be no backup for him. And then he did well towards the end of last season. I think that if they get Yuri Tillemans for the price, another thing that I think is Arsenal is trying to press so hard so that the price comes down, and then they're also taking a gamble. But that gamble is not going to be a World Cup year. Belgium are going to the World Cup, and Yuri Tillemans is going to be on that squad. So you don't take that kind of gamble because it might not work for you. So probably they want to have a conversation with him and say, guy, we would like to get you for free next summer. You're 25. We'd like to get you for free next summer. Can you give us your word that you'll be available for us next summer? But those kind of gamble are not really good because one big club might just come and swing in, especially if he goes to the World Cup and have a great performance. And one big club bigger than us, bigger than Arsenal, a club like Real Madrid, a club like Barcelona, can just swing in and say, okay, we need you. He's not an English player, he's a Belgian player, so he's a proper fit for most of the European team. I think Arsenal should do business right now and then start working on eliminating some of that players. But then I also understand that the business of football, you have to, decongest to bring more in. So people like Lucas Torreira, Hector Bellerin, Maitland Nice, and the rest of them needs to go. Okay, some are going gradually. So I think they'll spend the next 1 or 2 weeks trying to eliminate those players while holding on to the hope that no other club will show up to come and sign their prime target, because once Arsenal prime zoom in on the player, a whole lot of other players wants to sign them as well. Now, somebody asked me a question, hey, NFA, what do you think of AC Milan, Juventus, Inter Milan, and Napoli this season? What's the order in which you think they would end the season? His name is Caro, okay, C-O-R-O-L-L, Caro, okay. Caro, this is what I'm going to say to you on the Italian side. I don't think AC Milan will defend their league title, but the transfer window is not over. I think that they will do some last business, but for now, it's looking like it's an Inter Milan season, and then followed by Juventus. Maybe AC Milan will be in third position, or probably there's a dark horse in the Italian Serie A race that nobody is looking at, and that dark horse is AS Roma. And the reason is Jose Mourinho. If Jose Mourinho comes and win the league with this AS Roma, you've got to have to put his name on top of. He's already on top, but now you have to put some crown and some gems on top of it, because that would be an incredible one to do. So, Carol, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say first of my pick is going to be Inter Milan. Second, Juventus or AS Roma, and then third, second is Juventus or AS Roma. So that's like second and third. So then you have AC Milan. For Napoli, I think they've let too many players go and they're not replacing them. One of the things that worked, if you look at Napoli last season, they have a very small squad, but the small squad was a group of people who were friends, teammates, colleagues. They were ready to grind together, hit it up together. But now they've let some key players go and they've not replaced them properly. I don't think that they will have enough time to blend to be able to do what they want to do. The president of Napoli have come out to say that they are not going to allow Osimhen go this season. If the deal came in earlier, they would have let him go. But right now, they've let so many players go, so Osimhen have to come in. They've also given him the right to start to be the penalty kick taker. They can't let him go. Maybe next season they would, but for now, every club who is planning to sign him should forget about it. So I think Napoli will be around in the fourth or fifth position, as the case may be, unless they would perform miracle, prove me wrong. I don't know, but I think they'll be distracted playing in Europe and then playing in the league. The squad is too small for that, and they're not really reinforcing as you would hope that they would do. Okay, Kala National said, I hope my club Arsenal will compete very well this season for any tournament. What do you think, Elevated TV? I think that the way Arteta thinks, I'm trying to get it so he said now. The way he thinks, he might focus on winning the Europa League, but also secure the bag by making the top four, just in case there's an upset from those Spanish teams that will come into. But he does have a team that looks like Europa is guaranteed. Like, okay, no, the word is not guaranteed. I'm sorry, I take that back. Europa is a good target. Maybe FA Cup, they will just easily, I like what they did last season, quickly get out of the FA Cup, quickly get out of the Carabao Cup. They're not important right now. Arsenal still have 14 titles in the FA Cup. They're still the number one. Anybody comes in, we'll just come and bracket them, and it doesn't look like Manchester United will win the FA Cup this season. So you can afford to say, okay, let's focus on two competitions. The Europa Cup, so if you win it, you qualify for Champions League. But also secure the bag by going all the way to with the league and making the top four because of the prize money that will come. So if you win, if you make the top four, you make more money via the league. But then if you win the Europa Cup, it's a prestige. If you win the Europa Cup, the funny thing with Arteta right now is Arteta wins the Europa Cup and he goes above Arsene Wenger. It's crazy. A lot of people will not agree, but it's the truth. The European Cup is bigger in ranking, whether you like it or not. The Premier League, all those money, it's a Continental Cup. It goes above Arsene Wenger. That's just the basic thing about the conversation. Okay, so I think they would want to win that one and then, also strive to make the Champions League via the top four. So let's see how that goes. But Arsenal is looking good. They still need to sign a few players, but Arsenal is definitely looking good. One of the things that I've done the best business so far in the league. Okay, let me see what K. Udofia wrote here. There are a lot of people. Arsenal is always the scouts. Watch other team run after Telemans now. Well, whatever it is, Arsenal have done a good business, so that's no problem. Precious Emenike say, boss, what do you think about Chelsea new signing defender from Brighton? He's a good player, but let's see how he fits into the team. Keodafi, I say, boss, good morning. I don't think Inter will win the league. They don't have a coach with the mental fortitude to carry them over the line. Plus, it's looking like a Juve league so far. Well, You have a point there, but they have a squad. Let's not forget about that. That's a very, very important part of the conversation. They have a squad, but I mean, you can't take away the impact of the coach. Not may I say, but the positive on it is reducing, I guess that's what you want to say, reducing the wage structure, but the signing fee is too low. Sha, who are you talking about? Okay, the players, no, Arsenal wants. If you did you not watch the interview by Edu? Edu said in some cases he's also willing to pay players to leave, like they did with Aubameyang. If the players are not going to be your team, they are taking up money and they are making it impossible for you to sign players, you've got to take a very hard business decision. It's like when you sell provisions. You know, when you sell provision and you're getting close to the expiring date and nobody's buying, you will cut down the price, like by 50%. And sometimes you put it on free. And then if you don't buy, they expire, you throw them away. So it's the same thing with football. Their shelf life is gone. So they just need to do the right thing that they need to do. So I don't think there's a problem with that. And then Oluwaseun for me say if Chelsea complete the massive deal, Chelsea will challenge for the title this season. Okay. Lord Mayor said, why do you think Frankie de Jong will end up? I don't know. I really don't know. The offer from Manchester United is the best one, but Frankie de Jong does not want to play Europa. He wants to play in Champions League. Chelsea look like the place where he wants to go, but eventually money is going to decide a whole lot of things. Please, Elokota TV, what is the fate of our Nigerian player Wilfred? Is playing for Leicester City now. His fate is with his club. It's not in transfer market. It doesn't look like he wants to leave. So it's that. Chike Ayalogo said the best sports presenter. What do you think of Onuachu? I feel a French club would do him some good. It's between him and his agent. They don't see any reason to want to move. They should stay where he is. Olatunji Emmanuel said, please, sir, what position does United need to strengthen to at least finish at top 4? And please, can you name a player United can do with to replace the young, as it doesn't seem like it will come? I think that if I'm Manchester United, I will go and buy Wilfred Ndidi. That's one. I would also go and buy Milosevic. That's guy playing for Lazio. I will go and buy that. The way the front line is right now, so hypothetically, I'm saying that Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to play in that team. Okay, so the way their strike line is right now, they have players, but they don't have backup, and that also can easily make players lose their steam. So you need a challenge for Martial, another challenge for Rashford. Look at all the previously successful Manchester United side. You'll notice that the front line they are double padded or triple padded, as the case may be. You have Tevez, you have Ronaldo, you have Rooney, you have Babatov. You know, all of those, and then you have all those French players that come, players like Song, players like Ashley Young, and the rest of them before they made him a defender. So Man United don't have that full force up front. And then in defense, I think Manchester United also need like two center back to support. I mean, everybody is saying that Lisandro Martinez is the butcher from Argentina, blah blah blah. I pray it does well, but this is the English Premier League. Things easily reveal themselves. So they need all those parts to strengthen. And I don't think that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the guy that they need. Okay, Fideleni on Instagram, he said, when are you going to talk about Nigeria in the transfer market? Saw Aribo last time, he was brilliant. Do you think Murphy-Osimhen partnership could get us far? So if you show up on my show once in a blue moon, don't assume that this is the only day that the show has started. We spent the whole of yesterday talking about transfer, and then we have a show on Tuesday that talks about every Nigerian player that you know, wherever they're playing, what they're moving to. It's called the Nigerian Players GPS show that runs from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and with Emmanuel Sebastian on the beat on that one. So I think that we've spent a whole lot of time talking about it. Even on the show today, I talked about Victor Osimhen. So for the partnership of Murphy and Osimhen, they've only played one game together. It was good for Osimhen. We need to see them play a lot more, and then also hope that the backup that they have are good. And we'll spend the whole of this week. If you go to the YouTube channel, you will see us. We've talked about Osimhen, we've talked about Murphy, we've talked about what's the guy that I went to ask? Kevin Bassey, we'll talk about Joe Aribo and the rest of them. So if you've not followed the show and you're not also on the YouTube channel, then you ask this type of question. But like I said, I've got 10 more minutes, and the session stay for 45 minutes of the show. So I've got 10 more minutes to go. Now let's look at the transfer rumors that we've got and see what your club or your team is planning and who they are targeting. Some people say that Chelsea is the scout for Barcelona, and I saw one funny joke yesterday that Thomas Tuchel has offered himself as a roving coach for FC Barcelona, seeing that all the players he targeted he wanted to use have now gone to Barcelona. So it will be good for Barcelona to just employ him as their roving coach anytime so that he can come in and coach those players and come back to Chelsea and all that. Okay, England midfielder Phil Foden 22 has agreed a new long-term contract worth around £225,000 a week at Manchester City. I knew that was why they were letting players go. They want to like readjust their pay structure because the way they were releasing players, I was thinking, what's going on here? Okay, and Manchester United and Chelsea are monitoring Leicester City's former England striker Jamie Vardy 35. It's not bad, Rizzo, who has a year left on his current deal. Tottenham are likely to turn to Wolves winger Adama Traore. If they are unable to reach an agreement with Roma for Italian midfielder Nicolo Zaniolo, the guy who won them the UEFA Conference Cup. Okay, Brentford's £16.7 million bid for Denmark midfielder Mikkel Damsgaard. Remember that guy at the Euros? Yeah. Okay, that wonderful free kick. He's 22 years of age now. Has been accepted by Sampdoria. So you would see that guy and his free kick in the Premier League, and that guy looked like somebody that will come down and score all kind of wonderful goal against Arsenal. Arsenal is the club that people used to test their ability. Okay, a club from Saudi Arabia Pro League has indicated its offer of a move for Manchester United and Portugal forward Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo will swear for now, who is 37 years, will remain on the table after the World Cup if his future remains unresolved. The Saudi Arabia people. When I spend the money for Newcastle, no, I don't call form like son. I need to do well. Manchester City have opened talks with Anderlecht over Spain under 21 left back Sergio Gomez, 21, as an alternative Brighton Spain international Marco Cucurella, 24. Brighton are also considering RB Leipzig Spanish fullback Angelino as a replacement for Cucurella, who attracted interest from Chelsea, according to Sky Sports in Germany. Sergio Aguero has questioned former club Manchester City's decisions to sell England forward Raheem Sterling 27 to Chelsea. I also question it. Like I don't see the sense behind it. It doesn't make sense. If you're bringing in Erling Haaland, if you want to even let any player go, it should be that useless player called Jack Grealish. I'm sorry, I don't know my language, but I don't think that player is a good player. But hey, they decided to let him go. I think it's something that they might regret. Leicester have rejected a second offer worth just over 40 million from Newcastle for England midfielder James Maddison. Okay, Newcastle are also targeting Leicester City and England winger Harvey Barnes, 24, but no price has been mentioned in the conversation. Leicester City defender Wesley Fofana has hinted at his exit from the King Power Stadium. And this is where everybody they come out Leicester. So that relegation I want to go to. What are you waiting for? You be Jack, you wonder inside this place. Is it love? Okay, by removing Leicester City from his social media profile, Chelsea have expressed interest in the 21-year-old Frenchman this summer. Okay, Chelsea is that a guy that you need, but they say it's 85 million. I'm wondering 85 million for Fofana. Okay, Fulham have submitted an offer for Manchester United and Ivory Coast defender Eric Bailey, 28. You want to go back to relegation and be Chelsea are interested in signing Southampton and England fullback Kyle Walker-Peters, 25. Oh, Chelsea. Everton are not interested in re-signing England midfielder Ross Barkley, 28, or Belgium striker Michu Batshuayi, aka Batman, 28. Both of them are 28. Despite being linked with the Chelsea pair, Ross Barkley don't reach 28. I meant Musa Sini 27. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But we went to Ross Barkley's side naming ceremony that year now, where they just born him. We went for his naming ceremony. Okay, now I'm the same. Sevilla are closing in on a deal for Manchester United and Brazil left back Alex Telles. Now the funny thing is Alex Telles that they signed the other day and they say he's a young kid. He's not 29 years old. But people age nanotechnology they think they run. Some people age they run on nanotechnology, but for this side we run on analog. And I'm not sure. I'm not saying maybe for some people for this part of the world, our age it takes 72 months to make 1 year. Okay. Chelsea France on the 21 defender Malanga would prefer a move to Monaco over Fulham, who have targeted the 23-year-old. Fulham is the relegation candidate. Small boy, no safe. Okay, West Ham are looking again at Burnley and Ivory Coast winger Maxwell Cornet, 25, as they struggle to bring in Eintracht Frankfurt Serbia international Filip Kostic, 29. Italian giant Juventus could make a move for Kostic, who can play as a left wing back or left winger. Arsenal Spanish defender Panomari, 28, is close to a move to Italian side. Mozart, please go fast. Pablo Maru, go fast. Mari, go fast. Sheffield United have moved in front of Brighton, Southampton, and Leicester to sign Manchester City and England under 21 midfielder James McCarthy, who is 19 years of age. Yeah. We're close. We're 4 minutes away from finishing time. Sir Smiles. Wait a minute. You just come and push the conversation with me. What's that? Smiley say good morning. I want to good morning to you. Ochures say yo positive buzz. I don't understand. He said I want to update choke. Oh, update plenty. Not be small. Keldorf, I say Baba, 1,000 days is 1 year in Africa. it's like they are the Lord with the real Lord. Okay, let me go to. Sorry guys, let me go to WhatsApp and see. Omolo, say good morning to you. How can Pep bring out the best in Alan? Is it Pep that will play to his strength? I guess that's what he wanted to write, his strength. Or he himself need to adjust to the team. In this situation, I think it's Pep that will play to his strength. Okay, so the style of Man City, like I said, Haaland is not a Man City kind of player. So right now, for them to get him, they have to adjust. But unfortunately, they brought him in and then they took away the two kind of players that could make him do well. Zinchenko would have helped him with the crosses. Let's see Joao Cancelo anyway. Raheem Sterling would help him with the crosses. Jack Grealish keeps the ball for too long. That's a low budget version of Jack Wilshere. I mean, as bad as Jack Wilshere is still way better, more intelligent than Jack Grealish. So Alan likes the burst of pace. He's the Norwegian Ronaldo, not Cristiano Ronaldo now, the Norwegian Ronaldo or the Norwegian Thor. He likes to run in space. All those small movements, he's not that kind of guy. His leg is so long, he doesn't have like crazy footwork. What he's got is draw the opposition defense forward. Keep them on the high line. Haaland will score against Tottenham Hotspur. Man City, Tottenham Hotspur, Haaland will score. That's one game that a guaranteed goal is going to come for him. Man City against Arsenal, Haaland most likely will score because of that high line. And if Kevin De Bruyne plays in those games and put the ball behind the defender, he is faster. He is very, very fast. So he will run off, and then he's precision perfect in terms of delivery. But what he's not good at is not trying to play like he's Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's not. Ruud van Nistelrooy, there's only one Ruud van Nistelrooy in the world. There's only one Filippo Inzaghi in the world. But Pep Guardiola's style of play makes a center forward needs to adjust to be like a Ruud van Nistelrooy, a Filippo Inzaghi. Unfortunately, that's not what this guy is. So he needs to now adjust his team. Well, it will work well if he tries to adjust his team for this player, because this time what it means is all of the passing and pressing of Man City will be done in Man City. The disadvantage of it is if you play against a team that have runners like Man City, like Tottenham Hotspur too, they will take the ball and kill you on a quick counter. So what they will do is to double park themselves on the line, and then wait for that opening. But I don't think a team will gamble on that. Now, my thinking is, how will you gamble on that, put the pressure on you, because you're waiting to counter the opposition? Man City likes to dominate. Man City likes to tell you that, I know over the way, we own this time, we run this time, okay? We'll run the league. So they're not going to come back and sit. So why did they sign Erling Haaland? I don't know. But does that make Erling Haaland a bad player? No, I don't think so. Would he succeed at Man City? Given time, he would. But something have to give. Mohamed have to go to the mountain, or the mountain will have to move to Mohamed. That's just the way it is. But something have to give, and give pretty soon. Again, this season is very, very unique. This season is not looking like it's programmed to favor Liverpool. Look at it, not because of the Premier League, but because of the World Cup. Man City, Pep Guardiola's team normally heat up their engine in November. November is the World Cup month. There are only 2 games in November. So before you get to November, you would have already played 13 games in the league. And in those 13 games, if you don't put in the sprint, Man City don't start. Go and look up all the seasons. Even when they make up 100 points, they didn't start the season very well. August, maybe 1 win, 2 wins, 1 draw. And then September, they go yo-yo. Then by October, going into November, that's when you see them get on steam. But now, it's a different kind of fixtures. There are more games in October than you've ever seen before. I don't know how they're going to do it. And then the players will come back from the World Cup immediately. 26, they're already going. Ozed, I see you, good morning. They're already going to play on Boxing Day, coming from the heat of Qatar and coming to play in the cold of what's it called? The cold of England with their crazy, terrible weather. Yeah, England people don't like me talking about that, but the English weather is disgusting. Okay, so all of that might just work against them. But having said that, if you look at Liverpool, on the other hand, Pep got Jurgen Klopp have set his team in such a way that it's every point counts. Every single game we play, we must win. Would they get crunch players like Sadio Mane did for them against all those tight opposition, Burnley, Aston Villa, Leicester City, where he will go and invent his own penalty, where he will come back defending and run forward to go and score or assist for goal? I don't know, but the team have enough arsenal in them where Mo Salah, Darwin Nunez, Diego Jota, what's the guy that they bought in January? What's his name now? Roberto Firmino is there. Oh God, what's the name of this boy that they bought in January? Okay, but you know the guy I'm talking about in Liverpool. They have all these players who can interchange, and then they still have the Trent Alexander-Arnold and the other guy who always will bring it, Luis Diaz. Thank you very much, Mr. Smiley. So they have all these guys who can rotate very well. Their rotation is more robust up front than you have. Unless Julian Alvarez would become an unexpected surprise for Man City. But as it is right now, as it is today, it does look like a Liverpool chance to win the title. Thank you very much, Amalo Abi, for that one, Diaz. Okay, so this one is coming from Divine. Okay, say Chelsea going for Vardy. He shocked me. I paused. You know, since I paused, when I don't say it, they carry me go. Carry us go where we don't go. You think say I play. Make them go for Memphis if they are beg, not Vardy. I agree with you on that one. Well, this is where we draw the content on the show. Like play, I still drag this show to the 50th minute of the show. This is how we draw the content on the show. We had to go, but let me come back to YouTube. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, I've abandoned you people. Okay. Olatunji Emmanuel, say please, what position does United? I've read that one before. Lord Mayor, what do you think when Napoli president says he wouldn't sign African players unless they sign, they would go to Africa? Now that's a joke. Don't mind him. That's a joke. Chike Ayalogu, he said, any news about Dennis Emmanuel? No, no news yet. And then he went and he said, I'm beginning to think it's better for players with dual citizen to play for other European countries instead of Nigeria. Why did you say that? Please explain that for me. Lord Mayor, do you believe Chelsea will sign Frank de Jong? When push comes to shove, it's possible. Now big slap to Man U. Lord Mayor, Oscar is leaving the Chinese league after earning 100 million pounds in 5 years. Okay, that's a good one. Chika Ayalogo said, do you think, he said he wants to solve the problem of his entire family and he needs to earn the kind of money they earn in the NBA, and European clubs do not give him that money. So it's a good one. At least when you see what Neymar is doing in Brazil, again, that's what they call competition. What is it what Neymar is doing in Brazil? You need to go to Sao Paulo, so 45 minutes drive from Sao Paulo, and see the institute that Neymar put there, the football institute that he put there. It's schooling from cradle to adulthood. And then you have 250 staff working for him. Okay, so when you see that, you want to repeat it on your side. So Brazilians are family oriented, and like Italians, they're very, very, into themselves, into building family values and culture and all that. So I think it's good, but I was just surprised when he left Europe for China at the time, because I thought it was a very good player that shouldn't have done that. But hey, no. There's nothing to say about it, because now he's made enough money and is happy. Where did I stop? Oscar, okay. It's leaving Chinese league. Okay. Chika Ayologu said, do you think Liverpool has been weakened this season compared to last? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Sadio Mane is a complete package that brings you goals. Everything is like Sadio Mane brings you 30 points, but in going back to defend, going to attack. But Liverpool was never about any player. Liverpool have always been about Jurgen Klopp. So Jurgen Klopp builds a team after his own mindset. It's like what's that film? That movie that have Wolverine. What's it called again? You know, it's a mindset. It controls the mind of everybody. He's the leader. Is the of the Avengers. Is the Nick Fury. So everybody have their powers, their strength, but there's a guy who bends everybody, and that's Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson. So he's the Nick Fury of this. You can be Spider-Man, you can be Tony Stark or Iron Man, you can be whatever you think you are. X-Men, yeah, that's the movie I was trying to remember. In X-Men, he's a professor. In Avenger, he's Nick Fury. He's a guy who puts the team together, who mold everybody and make them perform. So it's not really about who leaves. When Ronaldo left, they said the midfield will be porous. They were not porous. They went on the final of the Champions League and lost honorably to Real Madrid. And they chased the league title as best as they could. So it's not. There's really nobody who's going to leave right now and weaken it. If Mo Salah had left, there's a way he will get his player. The same thing he did with Mainz, the same thing he did with Dortmund is what he's doing here. So I think it's okay. Boss, let me say, boss, I did wait make your daughter Alison knack for Big Brother Niger House, man. Jesus Christ, you shouldn't be saying that, man. You shouldn't be saying that. But hey, in case you don't know, she's a grown-up, right? She's a grown-up, and that's a private business. But then she decided to put it in public. But you shouldn't be saying it to me. It doesn't make sense anyway. That's disrespectful. Chike Ayologu say because they seem to have better chances in transfer. Chike Ayologu also said, hey, no, that's not true. If you're good, you're good. I don't want to mention any name now, so it doesn't look like I'm insulting any player. But that's not true, okay? Alana, what's Alana? Alaba? EG Alaba? No, that's not the thing. And that's a different situation. You have people like Trustekong, you have people like Leo Balogun, you have all of these players who were born abroad who are also struggling with transfer. See, it's about performance and then the club you're playing for. Eze Patrick say good morning to you. Ume Equip say Dias, yes. Adekola Sunday say Nunez is the guy that Liverpool brought. No, it's not Nunez. Nunez is just the one. Diamond Nunez is just brought him. I was talking about Dias that they bought in January. Adekola Sunday say Nunez is no, that's not it. And DJ Lau from he say nice show. Chelsea Markets. Oh, okay. Is it Patrick's X-Men? Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Ume Equipe Dias is the guy Liverpool bought in January. Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. Is the club should please sign a lifetime contract. Okay, I understand your position. Let me, boss. You know, Nigerians. We're very, very funny people. We say things that we have in mind, and then we round it up with this word, na joke. But unfortunately, the joke is on you. It's not on me. So it's time for me to pack my bags and baggages and leave. Okay, I can't believe that I stayed here to this time. My wife is going to be asking mad at me. But then it's the show. It's the show, it's not me. On Instagram, imagine me, I'm still reading from Instagram. Chooks now they say, do you see Arsenal winning against Crystal Palace on Friday? That's a very big win for Arsenal, over 2.5. That's the first day of the season. Easy money for people who are playing bet. Precious American say, boss, has Chelsea improved the team? No, from last season, from the recent season, no, they've not improved the team. Okay, so I gotta go. My name is Edafe Matthew. You love to come in the Lebanon one of sports. Unfortunately, we can't get past this place. Is it Patrick? You still sending message? Say, boss, please, any update on the MPFL? They're starting in September, mid-September. We are still behind by a year, right? No, we're not really behind by a year again, but we will catch up. Saviki say that joke is too expensive. No, don't worry, leave them. This is how people do. Iko J say great show as usual, bros. Thank you very much for following all the way in the UK. God bless you. Bless everybody who's been part of the show. What's the last time anybody sent me? I'm beginning to form entitled now. No, let me not say that. I want to say. Okay. You guys have a great day. It's time for me to go to the hospital. From the hospital, I go to school and do my thing. Bye-bye. My name is still the same. I love Sports.
Thank